I also want to react to your freestyles. If you are an MC, rapper, freestyler, harrymackofficial.com/flowstatepod. We have one this week that comes from Jesse L. Jesse also included a question to me, which we'll get to, but let's just run the freestyle and hear what we got. This one is audio only, by the way, so we're going to listen. We're going to listen and imagine.
Everybody wanna tell you what to do, how to do it, how to do it, how to do it, but you never really wanna follow your own instincts until it feels like the addiction is gripping on you, and you just got to follow the road, and you just gotta do the thing that you can do. So you type in the code and you unlock yourself. You can take out your heart, you can put it on the shelf, or you can wear it on your sleeve, or you can put it under your foot and squish it just a little just to see if it would go kaput. But I know my heart could take a lot of pain, and I could take this shit and make it so insane. And if I put my name up in a rhyme, I feel like I might mean something for the long, long haul. I wanna make it in the historical record like the long, long haul. I wanna be remembered. I wanna be remembered. I think that was a hook, man. That means I gotta spit and I gotta tie it all together in a narrative sense. I gotta find a fucking clarity to this. Suspense is what I'm feeling. How the fuck I'm dealing with all these little complex flows that I've been stealing off a motherfucking mental. And everybody wants to say the what the fucking went though. Everybody wanna know what you've been going through. Everything you're doing and you do it cool. But now I'm pulling up to work, so I gotta clock in quick. Oh wait, I'm early as shit. Guess I'm gonna sit up in the parking lot and I'ma wait and I wait and I wait and I wait some more. Maybe I will mix this, even though I freestyled off the top like it's one hit. Tick, 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 boom. You can see me on the motherfucking list soon. Cause I'ma tear it all down. I'ma take it done. That's done.
All right. Jesse L. That was fun, man. That was really, really fun to listen to. What I enjoyed is I feel like this freestyle exemplified that concept that I've talked about a bit in the past of just keep going, man. Just keep on going. If you get stuck, if you don't know what the rhyming word is, just keep on vocalizing, man. If words continue coming out of your mouth, eventually you're going to find that rhyme, or eventually you're going to find that new path, or you're going to find that rhythm, or you're going to find that little fun delivery, like that little melodic shape that really works. And this was just such a good example of that. Because there were times where it was like, okay, like, I haven't heard a rhyme in a little while. I'm going to need to hear a rhyme pretty soon. Like, is he going to bring it back around? Is he going to regroup? And you did, man. You did. You consistently found your way back into the pocket, even when you started slipping out for a while, and you were weaving in and out, and there were some really cool little like hook moments, like you pointed out yourself. Like that sounded like a hook. Little repetitive things. That's something I talk about all the time too. When in doubt, repeat the last thing you said. Eventually, if you keep repeating it, your brain is gonna be like, all right, that's enough. Where else can we go? So that was really fun to hear. And I thought the vocal delivery at times was incredibly catchy and just great, man. I thought you had like a great energy. I felt a lot of personality jumping through the speakers, especially because there was no video here and it was all audio. A lot of people who are early in their journey, they might not have really been able to, come through with a lot of personality in the audio only medium, but I felt like you did. And so that was really, really fun. I would say, my feedback is I think, working on your technique more, working on just the basics that I talk about from a technical standpoint, the setup punchline thing, really drilling that, or just working on your rhyming couplets in general. I think taking control of where the rhyming words are going to land. I've talked about how like in a basic couplet, the rhyming word is typically going to land like on or near beat 4. So if you think of 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, the rhyming words are kind of like landing right around there. Practice getting a grip on that, and really having control over that, so you can go for an extended time and say, dun, dun, because I'm ready to strike. I be getting busy when I'm rocking on the mic, giving all the party people just what they like, make them throw their hands up, make them stand and get hype. Everything's kind of landing in or near 4, and that might feel too repetitive to you or feel too boxed in, but I think having the ability to do that, having the ability to apply that level of control will help tighten up your whole thing. It'll help tighten up your whole approach so that you're not kind of spinning off the rails as often or having to repeat the same thing until you find a rhyme or having to pull it back and regroup. It'll give you that sort of control over the technique to where you can be like, nah, man, I'm putting it right here and I mean to put it right here. I think that would really go a long way for what you're doing. That would be my advice is work on your technique a little bit because you have the free flow vibe, you have that part, like the raw creativity of like surprising yourself or like, oh damn, this started going in a direction I didn't even see and I'm going with it. You have that. And so that's beautiful. And that will always be there for you. That's easy, right? It sounds to me that comes naturally to you, but the technique part is not going to come naturally necessarily. Like that's the stuff that you really got to work at. And once you have that, then that free flow thing is there to just elevate all of it and make it like so much more colorful and creative and unexpected and surprising for you and the audience. But yeah, man, really fun to hear you. And just real quickly on the question you asked, how do you get through a line when your brain is pushing a word that rhymes but doesn't quite fit or might be offensive? Oh, snap. Yeah, really good question, man. Well, everything I said already, actually, working on the technique. Because the whole reason to work on technique is to have facility and to have control over what you're doing while you're freestyling. In the beginning, you don't really have any control over it. So you're just almost a victim to the rhyming words that emerge in your mind. You have to go with them, whether you want to or not. And like you say, that can force you to say things that are just kind of weird, that you don't agree with, or in the worst case, things that are offensive. Now, I would say don't ever say anything offensive that you don't believe in. It'd be better just to leave an empty bar, and regroup. So that's one way to get through it. And the other thing is, and this is sort of like, at odds with what I said before. So I think very important to work on the technique and work on structures, basic structures, so you can own those basic structures. Very important. On the other side of that, it is a freestyle and there are no rules. So if you've set up a rhyme and the only thing that you can think of is something that's either going to be offensive or just something that you don't feel like saying or doesn't fit, like you said, you can always pivot mid-couplet or mid-bar or wherever you happen to find yourself so that you don't have to say that thing. Like if for some reason I had the thought to say orange elephant and I didn't want to say that for some reason, that's not offensive to my knowledge, but let's just say I don't want to say orange elephant. But I'm like, it's all I can think of. I said my freestyle's relevant. My story, I'm telling it. Over there, I can see somebody trying to be live with the free and MC, right? Okay, now I'm off on this whole other thing. So you never have to say anything while you're freestyling. Just remember that. Like you can always just go in a different direction. You're already using a lot of those techniques that I think would be helpful for this sort of pivot. You have this repetition thing that you sometimes go into. You have the ability to just kind of like weave around the beat and keep on letting words fall out of your mouth until a rhyme finds itself. So don't ever feel like you have to say something just because it rhymes, even at this stage, right? So that's kind of the counterbalance to my overall advice, which is drill the technique stuff, man. Really work on the fundamentals. But yeah, shout out to my boy, Jesse L.
Yeah.
Taking no L's on Flow State, episode 34.